So we're here with Konstantina here at Live 2013. So you were talking about something on stage today.
Yes, I was talking resilience session, and I was actually talking about Greece, picturing at the beginning how the situation is right now, with all the negative things that you actually know from the news and from the media, and then going to the other side, to what is happening besides the crisis, all the positive initiatives, the social space, the startup scene, community-based solutions, my work, my co-working space and my social enterprise, what I was doing, how I decided not to leave the country. So it was pretty much the message that you just change the way you see reality and put the crisis in a different angle and see it as an opportunity and a challenge.
So you are half Greek, half Austrian?
Yes.
And so sometimes at one point you lived in Austria and then you lived in Greece?
I was born and raised in Vienna, and when I turned 18 I wanted to see Greece and live actually in the country as my home country. So I passed university exams, started studying there, finished, and then started working. And at one point I wanted again to leave. I made an attempt, but finally decided to come back to Greece.
So something going on? I mean, is it working? Like the startups and all that in Greece? What's going on?
Actually, it's working. It's not that it's highly developed yet. It's a very young startup scene, but it's developing, it's making steps. Although there is no money, not enough venture capital to be invested, but there are some startups that are fundraising from abroad. And also the social entrepreneurship scene is rising. So this is the scene I'm belonging to. You see that they're bootstrapping, they're finding very interesting ways to fund themselves and to be sustainable. So this is interesting to watch, and you see a lot of initiatives coming out. And the interesting thing is that they're not only around the crisis, but they're just starting to work on solutions that should have been done before.
So how's it going with the bootstrapping in the Greece for social startups? What can you describe what goes on?
We with Love to Work actually managed it. So we started around 2 years ago with our own capital, and now we're sustainable and living from our services. So it's really about how you design a service and how you design your whole business and how you want to make it sustainable and how you grow. So you have to grow organically. You can't have, for example, from day one 10 employees if you don't have the funds. You have to do it step by step.
Can you describe what you do?
I have a social enterprise. It's an umbrella, so we have one, let's say, a product or service that is the co-working community space where we help young professionals and startups and students to build on their ideas.
How big is that?
We have in our community around 300 people, but project works in the space around 15 projects.
15 at one point can be in this area. Is it
it's 15 projects, so they're not working every day from the space. They're coming in, for example, in the afternoon or for some hours or twice a week.
It's in Athens?
Yes, this is in Athens. It's in the area of Keramikos, which is a less privileged area near to the old and ancient cemetery. So you have also a lot of social issues around the space. I've mentioned on stage drugs, migration, poor access to health services.
That's around there?
That's around there, but you have also an rising social economy around it, a lot of social initiatives, galleries, and urban culture. So you have the two sides. And we're somewhere in the middle trying to engage and help actually the area to develop socially and economically.
So what you're saying is that any challenge kind of economy is actually an opportunity for startups? Is that what you're saying?
It's
or
not
really?
only for startups, it's actually a challenge for society itself. So it's just seeing it from a different angle and trying to change and adapt new methodologies and to turn the crisis around. So you can learn a lot on the journey, and I think it's something you can take on.
So there was a startup space, the co-working space, and the other things you do?
The other thing where we're now launching in March our health unit. So we're dealing with enabling again access to health services in this specific area. It's around 15 to 20,000 people with only one resident doctor. No health center right near.
15 to 20,000?
people, most of them elderly. You have just 2 pharmacies and 1 resident doctor.
And so all these people are supposed to get health care,
Yes.
but they don't, or they...
They have to go farther. So our vision is to actually establish in 2014 a social healthcare center. That's the second big project. And in parallel, we have some educational stuff running in the co-working space for various target groups, for youth, for young professionals, for traditional small businesses of the area, for immigrants. So this is running in parallel because they're connected to each other.
And so have you been involved with was it the United Nations? Oh no, the World Economic Forum talked to you? What were you talking about?
I'm a global shaper, so I'm part of the Global Shaper Committee of the World Economic Forum, and I'm also a sandboxer. Both concepts for people under 30, around 30, doing nice stuff. As a global shaper, I'm the only social entrepreneur from Greece in the community.
So what happens there?
Actually, it's just that you have access to what the World Economic Forum does, and you get a voice, and you can somehow change the way also the World Economic Forum is dealing with youth. So you're actually the young voice. I got recently selected, so I can't tell you a lot. I got selected in December, so I'm very fresh. And in Sandbox, it's a community for people that are doing innovative stuff, and they're all under 30. So you have entrepreneurs inside, you have artists, you have social entrepreneurs. So what we share is actually our common goal, not only to change the world, but to do something about the current situation.
So you were there at the last session in Davos, and you no, you didn't go there.
No, I didn't manage to go to this one
because
I just got selected. So the
process, it was too late.
Yes, it was already too late. But I will go maybe to the next one.
And so, are you positive about the future in Greece? What do you think?
I think Greece has a future. It has to do some steps. It will take a long time, but you have just to make the steps. I don't think that you just remain on the crisis. It's just doing step by step and slowly and getting to a more sustainable model than we have known. And I think Greece is also a showcase for Europe, what Europe is facing right now.
All right, so your example can be copied all over Europe.
Yes, or
Inspired?
applied in a way.
Applied.
Yes.
Right.
You just need to see the social and cultural context all the time, because culture is something that we forget, but it's very important.
And what you did at university?
I studied political science and history.
So you could be a politician?
I would not say a politician, but a policy maker maybe. But I don't want to.
Not yet?
No, I don't want to.
Okay.
I want to make my social one too. I'm very happy with that.
All right.